Hi, Johnny.
Hey,
Oh,
okay. Nothing changed, I guess. No?
no, it's 4 o'clock.
It is.
As far as I know.
Hmm?
As far as I know, it's still 4. So,
Okay, good. How did you fast? Good?
yeah, pretty good. I slept really lousy the night before. So when I got to shul, I was in like bad mood or something. But I fasted okay.
Oh, good. I usually fast well, thank God.
Yeah, sometimes I'll take a sleeping pill to go to sleep, so I couldn't take anything. So I was tossing and turning and tossing.
No, I fell asleep right away.
Oh,
Um, the only thing is I'm thirsty at the end.
oh
That's
yeah, yeah.
about it. I overheard the rabbi say this morning that he didn't eat anything yet.
Oh, come on.
That's what he says. He drank, but he
He
wasn't
drank.
hungry. Yeah, he wasn't hungry.
Really? Okay, well, it looks like he hardly eats anyway.
Yeah. The truth is, I wasn't too hungry either.
Yeah,
But
yeah. One year, many, many years ago, the whole Yontef, what Magda were talking about ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. So it was over. We came home, we ate a little something. We drove. Used to be a Haagen-Dazs in Beverly Hills and
yeah,
Cannon. We got in there. I ordered like the biggest thing they had, like 14 scoops. I took 3 bites. I thought I was gonna throw up. That was it. I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat it. Your head thinks you're gonna eat so much. It doesn't work like that.
no, I tried it. I ate last night, but after two slices of toast, I was done.
That was it. Yeah, you don't need much.
I was done.
Ay, ay, ay.
I
Just
can
glad it's
still,
over with.
I can still use a lot of sleep. I'm telling you. I sit down in this chair. That no matter what I do, I'm asleep already in 5 minutes. I can be
That's
reading.
the
I can be watching. I can be doing the daf. I just
Time to
sell
boom.
that
change the
chair.
chair.
You could
Huh?
get a lot of
Get a
money
new
for that
chair.
chair.
Huh?
Uh,
Okay, okay. He's gonna do 1.5 daf today.
we shall see. He couldn't do it last night.
What?
He wanted to do 2 DOF last night.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
couldn't do it.
I wasn't up to 2 dafs. No, I wanted to go and get my Lulef and Esrog, which I did.
Oh, last night?
I went last night to 613.
Oh,
Yeah. So got everything, and that's it. I'm basically all set.
oh,
Ready to go.
You think in Israel it's much less expensive. It's not. If you want to get good stuff in Israel, you have to pay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was on Pico today. Every 20 feet, there's a table. People selling food with an esrog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, young kids.
I went to the valley and I wanted to stop at La Pizza for
Yeah.
something. So I go to the back parking lot. So I knock on the wrong door. And there'll be that Solomon store. There's a
Oh,
Judaica
yeah.
store.
Yeah.
Yes, I said, this doesn't look like the pizza shops. It's just 2 doors down. They were closed. They were closed.
Oh.
They were closed.
Do you believe Hamas with this thing here?
What's the latest?
They agreed to release all the hostages,
They
but they have some
agreed.
other things they have to work out.
They agreed to release them
That's what it says.
because the thing I read before is the head guy said he's not likely to accept because it's basically they have to give up everything, give up the arms, give up political. I mean,
Oh, yeah, the arms I heard is an issue. Then someone said they don't know where they are. This whole
yeah, they wanted more time because they don't know where we are. That's such a baloney, and
of
people
course it's
fall for
baloney.
that crap, huh?
This is baloney. It's all baloney.
Yeah. Did you hear that despite the people that were killed in Manchester were actually killed by the police? I mean, by mistake, obviously. But you can't hear you, Harold.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
How did
Yeah.
how did the police kill them?
They shot through the door. They were just shooting like crazy.
But the guy wasn't armed. Who were they shooting at?
They thought somebody else. They thought they were.
He didn't have a
people
gun. He
involved.
only had a knife.
Yeah. Well, he was ramming people with the car. I don't know. The police there aren't so good anyway. They arrest
Yeah.
people for misspeaking.
It's awful. They killed the two innocent people.
Yeah.
What time is mincha tomorrow?
Oh, hold on a second. Kolenu. Mincha tomorrow is 6:05.
Okay, so we'll learn. Let's make it. Make it 5:15.
Okay.
Okay, 5:15 tomorrow
At the shul, you mean, right?
at the shul.
Obviously, yeah.
Abe, we'll do your test. We're gonna do your test on with Bays and Chaf today, and then we'll just carry on from there.
Okay. I'll catch up.
Okay. So your test on with Bays.
By the way, excuse me, I'm interrupting, but if anybody wants to go through the Daf, there's a place called Daf Notes, and it's very good. It's not the Surah the Gemara, but they explain the whole Gemara, like it's usually about 4 pages, or 2 double-sided pages.
a summary.
It's a summary. It's
Daf Notes.
It's Daf Notes. It's very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. That's
Okay.
for the public announcement today.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Mechusar Kippurim, how do we know that somebody who, okay, a regular person who's tamei, you become tamei, let's say, if you touch an avela, or if you touch a sheretz. That tum is only 1 day. The purification, you go to the mikveh. At that point, you're a tvul yom. You can eat meiser, but you cannot eat truma or kodshim. When you have hair of shemesh, when the sun sets on that day, you can eat truma and kodshim. Okay. Now, if you're in contact with a dead body, either by touching it or being in the same room with it, so you're tamei for 7 days. The purification is you have to have paraduma, ashes dissolved in water, sprinkled on you on the 3rd and 7th day. On the 7th day in the morning, you can go to the mikveh. And then you are now at Tful Yom. Same thing. You can eat meiser, but you can't eat truma and kodshim. You need hair of shemesh that night, the 7th night, and then you can eat truma and kodshim. So there's the last category of people who are tamei are called mechusar kippurim. The way to remember is this is tumah that actually comes from your body. So that's a zav or a zava, right? Where they have either a man has a urethral seminal emission or female has 3 days of bleeding during the 11 days of zivus that follows the 7 days of nidus. So that's zav and zava. Then you have a mitzora, and then you have a yoledis. Those 4, they're tamei for 7 days. They don't need paraduma. Paraduma is only for Thomas Mace. But they need to count 7 days. They go to the mikveh on the 7th day. They're at Tvul Yom. They can eat meiser. That night, they have hair of shemesh. The sun goes down. Now they can eat truma. But they can't eat kodshim. That requires them to bring korbanos on the 8th day. And at that point, after they've had hair of shemesh, they're called mechusar kippurim. Because the only thing that's lacking for them is atonement. How do they get atonement? Bringing those korbanos on the 8th day. Then they can eat kodshim. So we just reviewed all of the dinim of tumah v'tahara in essence, through like a bird's eye view. Okay. Our Mishnah had said that a mechusar kippurim if he does a Kohen who does the avoda, he is mechalel the avoda. Minola. So a yoledes, the Kohen has to be metaher her. Michlal shehi tmeya. Up until now, she was tamei. We already learned that a tamei puzzles the avoda. Then we said v'shelo rochetz yadayim v'raglayim. He also puzzles the avoda. Why? Asya chuka chuka b'mechusar begadi. It's a gzer shava from a Kohen that is not wearing the garments, and he's mechalel the avoda. Ton rabbanon. Kohen gadol shloi tova v'shloi kidesh. Bein beged lebeged. We just finished Yom Kippur. The Kohen gadol had to change his garments 5 times, from the big day Zav to the big day Lavan, and then back again. But we read that during the avoda 5 times. And he's supposed to wash his hands and feet between each time he switches garments. Uvein avoda lavoda. He's supposed to lechatchila wash his hands and feet between each avoda. Now, if he did not go to the mikveh and wash his hands, the avad avedasuk shera. So it's only mitzvah al mufcha. It does not invalidate everything he did. But echad kohen gadol, echad kohen edish shlokidish yadav v'raglav b'shachris. The first thing you're supposed to do when you show up at the base of Mikdash is wash your hands and feet with the kiyum. So any kohen gadol or a kohen edish who showed up and didn't do the initial washing, the avad avodaso psula. Then all other avodot that he does the rest of the day are possible. These 5 going to the mikvah and 10 times washing his hands and feet on Yom Kippur is midoraisa. And then it says according to our rules, liakvo. The lack of kiddush yadayim v'raglayim on the kohen gadol on Yom Kippur should have irreversibly made the korbanos invalid. Amar le, Amar Kra, in the parsha there by Yom Kippur it says ulevesha, to teach me levisha makeves, ve'ein davar acher makeves. The only thing that is ma'akev on the kohen gadol on Yom Kippur is not wearing the proper clothing. So'avu ponov, Ravasi's face lit up. Amar le, vav ha'oipta kas v'lecha. I didn't really give you the correct answer because if it's true that only the lack of garments is ma'akev, so did safranami. So then even the kiddush yadayim v'raglayim in the morning should not have been ma'akev. Yet we brought a baraisa that said that if Kohen Gadol didn't wash his hands in the morning, first thing, it would passel the avot. Amar Chizkiah, Amar Kra, Vaisalayam Chokolam Lo Uzaro Udarosa. So it compares Aaron to his Kohanim, to his sons. Dover Hamakev Bizarro. So it's something that makes the regular Kohanim invalid, which is washing their hands and feet in the morning, is Ma'akev Bo. That's what is Ma'akev the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur. Dover she'en Ma'akev Bizarro. Things that are not Ma'akev by the other Kohanim, ein Ma'akev Bo. So Kiddush bein beged lebeged, other Kohanim who do the avodah, they don't switch clothing. So it's not something that's shaykh to them. It's not Ma'akev by them. So things that are not Ma'akev by the other Kohanim are not Ma'akev by the Kohen Gadol either. Rav Yochanan learns the source for Kiddush Yadayim Raglaim from somewhere else. Me'ach. It says by the Kior, the wash basin, V'rachatzu mimenu, Moshe v'Aaron uvana. Dover ma'akev b'vanav ma'akev bo. The thing that ruins it for the Kohanim, the sons of Aaron, are ma'akev in the Kohen Gadol as well. Dover she'en ma'akev b'vanav ein ma'akev. Rav Yonason, my time in law, Amar Kichizkiah. Why didn't you learn like Chizkiah? Armalacha, Hahu, the pasuk that Chizkiah brought of V'haisa lo, Chok olam, lo uzarolo dorosam, is l'doiro sudiksi. That you might think that these laws only apply to Aaron and Banav in the generation of the Midbar. No, it extends for generation. V'idich, my time alom mehai. How come Chizkiah didn't learn from Rav Yechon? Because he uses Rachatsumi Menu Moshe V'Aaron for something else. Meboy lay Rav Yossi Bar Chanina. Dom Rav Yossi Bar Chanina called Kior. She'ein bo k'dei lekadish arba kohanim mimenu. So here's a volume halacha. The Kior has to have a volume in it in order to wash 4 kohanim at a minimum. If the Kior doesn't have that volume, ein mekachim. We can't use it. Shnemar Rachatzu Moshe mimenu Moshe Aaron uvana. 4 people. Moshe Aaron. He had 2 sons. Elazar v'Itamar. Teaches me that there needed to be enough for 4 people. Okay. Torah Rabbah. Keitzad mitzvahs kiddush. How did the Kohanim wash their hands using the kior? Well, you have to be a little bit of an acrobat. Meiniach yodo hayomonis al gabe raglo yomon. You have to put your right hand, or you have to be very flexible. You have to put your right hand on your right foot. You have to do this all standing up. Then v'yodo hasmolis, his left hand on top of gabi raglo, hasmolis. And then you have to put your left hand on top of your left foot. And that's how you wash it. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda Omer meniach shtei yodav zu al gav zu. He places his 2 hands on one on top of the other. Ve'al gabi shtei raglo.
Ernie, was there an age limit to how old they could be to duchen?
Now, this is not duchen. This is doing the avodah in the Beis Hamikdash.
Oh, I'm just saying, was there an age limit?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, first of all, the Levium worked between the age of 30 and 50.
Okay.
That
And
was
the Kohen?
Levium. That was Levium.
Uh-huh.
Right? The Levium started like residency at the age of 25, and they studied for 5 years. It's a good question about the Kohanim. The Kohanim probably had a, although I don't remember the age limits for Kohanim, but that was the age that Kohanim, that Levium were.
Uh-huh. Because there's flexibility, and the old person is going to keel over.
Well, so listen, let's see further.
Okay.
Rav Yosef Rabbi Yehuda said, "Meiniach shtei yodav zu al gav zu." You have to put your hand, and then you have to put your 2 feet together, and then you have to sort of bend over with you're standing, your left foot is on your right foot, and then you have to put your right and left hands on those 2 feet. Zu al gav zu mekadesh. So the Gemara Armalav flagta, you have shalasus ken. I mean, you're gonna have to be a circus acrobat. Nobody can do that. So the Gemara says, "Shop your car relates. Nobody can do it." On Rav Yosef, chaveru Messiah. So your friend could support you from either side, right? He could hold you while you did it. Now, my binayu. What's the difference really in shita? Amrabaya, amida minat sad ikbinayu. That means somebody helping you, whether that's considered amida or not. According to Chachamim, it's not. And they don't hold like Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. Amarle Rav Sama, Rav Ashi Ravina, V'leisav Mesav L'Kadsh. Why doesn't he do it sitting down? Then you could do it. Amar Kra, it says, B'voam elol moed, when they go in, Yirchatzu mayim v'lo yamusu, o b'gishtam el hamizbech l'shareis. V'shirus mu'umadu. Sherus is standing. And therefore, because there's la'amod l'shareis. Ton Rabbah. Kiddush Yodav Roglav Bayom. if you wash your hands and feet in the morning, and you have a long shift, you're working the whole day and the night, ein tzarich lekadish b'layla. You don't have to wash again. The washing lasts for 24 hours. But if you only showed up on your shift at night, tzarich lekadish b'yom divrei Rebbe. Once morning comes, you have to do it again. The washing that you did at night stops in the morning. Shai Rebbe Omer Lina Moyeles b'kiddush yadayim v'raglayim. Just like by korbanos. Korbanos become noiser, becomes puzzle beyond the next morning. So the kiddush yadayim v'raglayim also becomes puzzle the next morning. From Eliezer Rabbi Shimon Omer ein lina moyeles b'kiddush yadayim v'raglayim. Doesn't, lina ruins korbanos, but it doesn't ruin kiddush v'raglayim. And as long as you are continuing working, let's say you're there for 10 days in a row, you don't have to wash once. Tanya Yidich, he's standing on the mizbech the whole night working. Lo by losa shachar, ton kiddush reglaim divrei Rebbe. According to Rebbe, he has to wash his hands again. Rabbi Lezer Rosh Hashanah kiven shekiddush yadav raglav metchilas avoda, afilu mikan vad asar yomim en tzarich lekadish. From now until 10 days, he doesn't have to wash his hands again. Now, utzricha. Why did I have to be shown both of these machloks? The Yashmin and Kamaisa, if I was only been told the first case, but he come a Rebbe, the Pasuk claim avoda lavoda, that if you went from one avoda to avoda, Rebbe says you have to do it again. But if he's mamshich in the same avoda, maybe maybe you agree. You don't have to do it. If he's doing the same avodah, now I understand why you only have to do it once. When he finished it, one avodah, and he's doing enough, maybe maybe would agree to Rebbe. So tzricha, we have to be shown the machlokas in the two extremes. My time at the Rebbe. Why does Rebbe learn that the kiddush yadav raglaim has like an end date? By the next morning, you got to do it again. T'chsiv, b'gishtam el hamizbech l'shareis la'aktir, which means when you come in the morning to start the avodah, that's when you have to do it. My time to Rav Lezer Rav Shimon t'chsiv b'voam el ol moed. Just the chiyuv is not in the morning. Chiyuv is anytime you come until you leave. And if you come and stay, with one washing is enough. Vidich nami, what does Rebbe do? Aksiv b'voam, iksiv b'gishtam. When they arrive, v'lo ksiv b'voam, avamina, al kol gisha v'gisha. Maybe in the same day, every time he goes and does a new avodah, he has to wash. Because rachmana b'voam, no, once is enough. I vidich nami, Reb Shimon aksiv b'gishtam. I'll be a rekonis, even if a coin wandered into the base of Mikdash, not to do the avodah, just maybe he would have to do kiddush yadav raglaim as well. No, it has to be only when he is nigash to the avodah. So be a rekonis. Why would we have a havamina that if the coin just wandered in without doing the avodah, why would he wash? Haksiv l'shareis. It says very clearly by washing that it's washing in order to do the service. Ella, bigishtami boile l'Ravacha bar Yaakov. Dam Ravacha bar Yaakov akol moedim b'kiddush sheni. For example, on Yom Kippur, when the Kohen Gadol has to wash his hands again after each tevilah, kishu lavush mekadesh, he washes his hands when he's dressed. The Amar Kra o bigishtam. Meaning, you got to be ready to go, and therefore you got to be ready dressed. If you were not dressed and then you washed, then it would be dressing and then going. So the pasuk tells you that they have to be dressed when they do the washing of the hands and the feet. Why does it say lahaktir isha lamali? Mao to say manamili. Maybe kiddush yadayim raglaim is only needed by avodah ma'akeves. Avodot that are ma'akev, like zrika, as a kapara. But like certain activities are not. Aval avodah lo ma'akev kapara lo. Maybe the burning of the chalav and the avorim at night, it's not ma'akev the kapara. Maybe I would think that the lack of kiddush yadayim reglaim would not make the avodah apostle kamash malon, that it does. Okay. Kiyos Rav Dimi Amar Rav Yochanan boy ilfa. According to Divrei HaOmer and Linas Moyelas B'Kiddush Yadayim Reglaim, according to Reb Shimon, who said that the next morning doesn't ruin the Kiddush Yadayim and you can continue working without washing again, then make kiyur ma'u sheyifselu. What about the water that is in the kiyur itself in the next morning? Do they become nifsal belina? Miyamrinan hani lamai. What is the water in the basin for? The Kiddush Yadayim Reglaim. Well, Kiddush Yadayim Reglaim gufayu lo pasul b'hu lina. Rabbi Yezer Reb Shimon says that if a kohen washed and the morning comes, it doesn't invalidate him. So certainly, we would say the same thing with the water left in the kiyur. Oy dilma kiven the kiddush lu b'klishares. The kiyur is really a klishares, and if you put an item of hegdish into a klishares and it goes till the next morning, it's mifsal. So maybe I would say that the water in the kiyur is mifsal because it's in the klishares. Kiyos Ravin Amar Rav Yirmiyam Ravami Amar Rav Yochanan. Hader Poshet Ilfa. After Ilfa asked the question, he answered, Kimachlokas bezu. Just like we had a machlokas between Rebbe and Rav Lezer Reb Shimon regarding whether the Kohen who washed his hands, whether he has to do it again in the morning. Kach machlokas bezu. It's the same machlokas by the kiyur. Rav Lezer Reb Shimon would hold there's no lien on. Rebbe would hold. Armel of Rav Yitzchak Bar Bisna. Rebbe, Ato Omer Kain, do you really say this? Elachim Ravasiyam Rav Yochanan Mishmei Ilfa. Kiyur shlo shakumi ba'erev. Now, there was a deep spring in the ground. Every night, the kiyur was lowered into the spring. Now, a spring is not possible, believe. So they kept the kiyur and only raised it in the morning. But so if you have a kiyur that was not lowered, is mekadesh b'men avodas laila l'machar in a mekadesh. You can only use it to wash your hands for nighttime use, but by morning it's not good. Vavinim ba l'machar in a mekadesh is it means shalot tzarich l'kadosh, that the lina doesn't ruin it, and the kiddush at night will help, or dilma ifsulu belina, that it's not good. V'lo poshet lam, and Ravami didn't answer. But Umar kaposhet le mifshit. But Rav Yirmiyah, in the name of Ilfa, answered that it was machlokas. So Toshma Ben Kotin also Shnemasar Dadlakio. Ben Kotin it was like an inventor. He added 12 faucets. He gave money that 12 Kohanim could wash at the same time. Afu Oisa Muchni, he made a pulley, a machine. Lakir Shlayumemav Nifsan Belina. They would lower it into the Boramayim so that it would not become Nisla Belina. Now, my love, Rav Eliezer Rab Shimon, is this according to Rav Eliezer Rab Shimon, and he agrees therefore that make kiyur is Nifsal? Lo, Rebbe, Ben Kitten did it for the sheet of Rebbe. But the Gemara says, Vami de Reisha, it's clear we're going to see soon that the Reisha is Rav Shimon, Sefer Nami loves Rav Shimon. How do you know that the Reisha was Rav Shimon? The Tani Reisha. Balo Eitzel Paro. Back to Yom Kippur. The Kohen Gadol goes to his par. And the par Ya'oime ben Ulam Lamizbeach. The par stood between the opening of the Heichal and the Mizbeach. Rosho L'Dorom, its head was facing south. Upanav L'Mayrav, and they turned its head towards the Kodesh Kadoshim. HaKohen Oimed b'Mizrach. The Kohen stood towards the Mizbeach on the east. Upanav L'Mayrav, facing the Kodesh Kadoshim. That's where he shechted it. Man Shamis Le'Domer ben Olam L'Mizbeach Tzofoin. There's a debate. Where is, remember, Kodesh Kodoshim have to be shechted north. Now, does north extend Bein Ha'ulam LaMizbeach? So yes, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimoni, the Tanya, Ezer Utzafon, says V'shachat Oiso Al Yerech HaMizbech Tzafon L'Pnei Hashem. Mikir Mizbech Tzfoini, from the northern wall, Ad Koisel Azor Tzfoini, until the wall of the Azora in the north, from the wall of the Mizbech until the wall of the Azora, who connected, and therefore the whole Mizbech is included. Kulot Tzafon de Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda is considered north. Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon Moisef Af Bein Ulam LaMizbeach. He added that space between the Ulam LaMizbeach. Rabbi Moisef, Malkam Drisas Ragleka, Malkam Drisas Ragle Yisrael. He added all the way towards the front of the Beis HaMikdash is considered Tzafon. Aval min hachalifos v'lifnim hakol moedim posel. But the office of where they kept the knives, that's too far away. But it's clear that the Reisha is Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon, because that Bein Ha'ulam LaMizbeach is considered Tzafon. Freikmar v'Tizbara? Is it so that it's Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon, v'lo Rabbi V'ar? Hashta Rabbi, he added, and Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda Moisif, Al Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon Lo Moisif, they all agree that Bein Ha'ulam LaMizbeach, they added to that as well. He doesn't argue with that. So you can't say that it's Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon. It could be Rabbi too. So the Gemara says, Anan hachi kamina. Rabbi he. If you're going to tell me it was Rabbi, Lukma, the shechit of the part would have been done by Malkam Drisas Ragle Kohen and Malkam Drisas Ragle Yisrael. Because he's the only one that says that that's considered north. If you say that it dafka has to be Bein Ha'ulam LaMizbeach, it must be that it's not according to his shita, only Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon. So the Gemara says, Elamai. Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon, Lukme, Mikir Mizbech Tzvai Koisel Ezra. You don't have to be just there. It could be anywhere between the wall, the northern wall, and up until the Mizbech. Elamai Salcha Meimar. So why are you there, closest to the door of the Heichel? Mishum Shul Chosha, the Kohen Gadol. Listen, he has a lot of work to do on Yom Kippur. We want to make it close for him to get into the Heichel. Achanami Mishum Chosha, the Kohen Gadol. On Rav Yochanan. Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav L'Trumas Hadeshen. Trumas Hadeshen was removing the old ash that was on the Mizbech from the previous day. The first avoda of the day was to remove the ash. Now, if a Kohen washed his hands and feet for the Trumas Hadeshen, and they do that when the rooster crows, even before Alois HaShachar. So, L'machar, after the Alois HaShachar comes up, Enetzrach L'Kadesh, Shekvar Kiddush Mechil Savoida. He started when he started the work. Now, Lamad, Ila Rebbe Ha'amar Pasolina. Rebbe says, Balois HaShachar, so how could you ever wash your hands prior to the Alois HaShachar? You should have to do it again. Ila Reb Shimon, Ha'amar Ein Tzarach L'Kadesh, Filu Mikan Masrayamim. He doesn't have to make you wash your hands until another 10 days from now. So who is this Tana going? Like, Amr Abaye L'Olam Rebbe. Velina, it's only a rabbinic prohibition, Rabbanan here, that they made it clear that the Kohen has to do it again in the morning. But Umoidim, of course, but they agreed that from when the rooster crows, which is, let's say, half hour before Los HaShachar until Los HaShachar, that doesn't passel. Hali. Rav Amar La'olam Lezer Rabbi Shimon, that really he wouldn't have to do it from now until 10 days. V'Rav Rav Yochanan Dvar B'Tchil Avoda. And the Trumas Hadeshen, which is done before the Shachar, is the first avoda. V'lo b'sof avoda. That means if the Kohen washed his hands for a nighttime work, which is the finishing of the previous day's work, like burning the chalavim, then he has to wash his hands again in the morning. And according to Rebbe, he would have to do it after Alois HaShachar. But Meisvei, Ra'u Echav HaKohanim, if the other Kohanim saw that the first Kohen lifted the Trumas Hadeshen, and they see him Shiyarad, and he left him his Mizbech, Hein Rotzu Vo. So this was the trigger that the other Kohanim came. Miaru v'kitchi d'emrek le'minei kor, and they washed their hands from the kiyur. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and then we'll just do a blot. So Abe, do Chaf and Chaf Aleph, because that's a small blot.
Okay.
Then on Shabbos, and then we'll learn 7:00 Sunday night Daf, and 8:00 will be Navi.
Yeah. So 5:15 tomorrow.
5:15 tomorrow at Shul.
Very good.
Okay,
Okay, good Shabbos.
Shabbos, Abe.
everybody, good job.
Shabbos.